We have seen Game of Thrones, we have read Fire and Blood, and A Song of Ice and Fire, and we still cannot get enough of the Targaryens. Well, the moneymakers know this, and that's why we are getting a prequel to Game of Thrones. The story of the House of Targaryen will be told in this series, and believe me when I tell you, there are a lot of exciting things to expect from this series. If you're a huge fan of George R.R. Martin's books, then this video is for you. Today, we're going to show you the House of the Dragon series details you need to know about. But before we begin, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for this channel. First, let's take a look at what this show will be about. Based on George R.R. Martin's book Fire and Blood, the series will tell the story of House Targaryen, aka the house that gave us the mother of dragons herself, Daenerys Targaryen, and takes place 300 years before the events of Game of Thrones. The series takes us back to the very start, where siblings turned against siblings and dragon against dragon, the story of the turbulent period in the House of Targaryen. The Targaryens landed on Dragonstone more than 4 centuries before the events of the original Game of Thrones series. The Dance of the Dragons was a war of succession fought from 129 to 131 AC, that is after Aegon's conquest of Westeros. According to its synopsis, it covers major battles like the Dance of Dragons, the Targaryen Civil War, and the aftermath of the Doom of Valyria. As much as we want to share all the spoilers, we still want to keep your suspense alive. So up next, we'll take a look at the people behind the scenes, the creators. Martin and David Condell, Colony, Hercules, will serve as co-creators on the series. For the showrunners, Emmy Award-winning director Miguel Sapochnik and Condell will run the show, and the pair will also serve as executive producers along with Martin, Vince Gerardis, Sarah Lee Hess, and Ron Schmidt. Sapochnik will direct the pilot and additional episodes of the series, which Condell will write. Sapochnik has his way around the show's production, and he's a great recommendation since he won the 2016 Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Directing for a Drama Series for Games of Thrones episode Battle of the Bastards, and shared the 2019 Outstanding Drama Series Emmy Award with Martin, Gerardis, series creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, and other producers on the final season. Game of Thrones announced on social media on February 2nd that the original series composer, Ramin Djawadi, who scored Game of Thrones and Westworld, will compose the score for House of the Dragon. In an interview with Rotten Tomatoes, Djawadi said, "When I write my main themes, I still treat it like I remember when I was a kid, and I want the main title to drag you into the room. When the show comes on, when the melody comes on, you go, okay, my show is on. I have to come in now and watch." Next up, what's a show without its cast? Casting reportedly began in July 2020, and here are the top picks for the show. Paddy Considine of The Outsider, Peaky Blinders, Hot Fuzz, and more will play King Viserys Targaryen. He was the first cast member announced for the House of Targaryen. While describing his character, Entertainment Weekly had this to say: King Viserys Targaryen is chosen by the Lords of Westeros to succeed the old king, Jaehaerys Targaryen, and the Great Council at Harrenhal. A warm, kind, and decent man, Viserys only wishes to carry forward his grandfather's legacy, but good men do not necessarily make for great kings. Considine is repped by Nick Forgax at Independent Talent Group and Michael Cooper at Range Media Partners. The next cast on our list is Olivia Cooke, who plays Alicent Hightower. You may remember her from Ready Player One and Sound of Metal. In the 10-episode first season, Cooke stars as the daughter of Hand of King Otto Hightower. Alicent is described by HBO as the most comely woman in the 7 kingdoms. She was raised in the Red Keep, close to the king and his innermost circle, and possesses both a courtly grace and a keen political acumen. Matt Smith from Doctor Who in the Netflix series The Crown stars as Prince Daemon Targaryen, the younger brother of King Viserys and heir to the throne. Daemon Targaryen is a peerless warrior and a dragon rider who possesses the true blood of the dragon. But it is said that whenever a Targaryen is born, the gods toss a coin in the air. The first set of pictures from the series production shows Matt Smith's Daemon Targaryen look with a bleached hair to match the Targaryen house. Emma Darcy is seen in the picture with Matt Smith's Daemon Targaryen. Smith and Darcy are in full regal Targaryen costume for shooting. They're wearing silver blonde wigs, of course, with styling that calls Daenerys and Game of Thrones Viserys in mind in a very interesting way. The actors shared a scene speaking together on the beach, and it appeared that Darcy then strolled toward the water when the characters finished talking. Darcy is set to play the role of Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen. She is the firstborn child of King Viserys, and she is of pure Valyrian blood. She is also a dragon rider. Many would say that Rhaenyra was born with everything, but she was not born a man. Behind-the-scenes pictures also showed Steve Toussaint and Rhys Ifans. Toussaint is set to play Lord Corlys Velaryon, aka the Sea Snake. The Lord of House Velaryon, a Valyrian bloodline as old as House House Targaryen, the sea snake is the most famed nautical adventurer in the history of Westeros. He built his house into a powerful seat that is even richer than the Lannisters and that claims the largest navy in the world. While Fonz will play as Otto Hightower, the Hand of the King, who loyally and faithfully serves both his king and his realm. As the Hand sees it, the greatest threat to the realm is the king's brother Daemon in his position as heir to the throne. Other members of the cast are Eve Best as Princess Rhaenys Velaryon, a dragon rider and wife to Lord Corlys Velaryon. The Queen Who Never was passed over as heir to the throne of the Great Council because the realm favored her cousin Viserys simply for being male. Sonoya Mizuno as Mysaria. She came to Westeros with nothing, sold more times than she can recall, and could have wilted, but instead she rose to become the most trusted and most unlikely ally of Prince Daemon Targaryen, the heir to the throne. Fabian Frankel as Ser Criston Cole. Of Dornish descent, Ser Criston is the common-born son of the steward to the Lord of Blackhaven. He has no claim to the land or titles. All he has to his name is his honor and his preternatural skill with a sword. Next up, we may not be seeing the series for another year as production began on April 26, 2021. HBO shared the production date alongside a photo of the cast gathered for a socially distanced table read. On May 5th, 2021, we got more pictures from behind the scenes. At the 2020 Television Critics Association press tour, HBO programming president Casey Bloys estimated that the House of the Dragon would arrive in 2 years. My guess is sometime in 2022, he said, according to Deadline. The creative team has already started writing, Bloys added. The official Game of Thrones Twitter also confirmed that production would officially begin in 2021. The account even shared a glimpse of what the dragons would look like. "Dragons are coming," it tweeted. A video teaser for HBO Max confirmed in December of 2020 that House of the Dragon will be released in 2022. The teaser shows only a dragon roaring fire and a new glittering gold logo. But what a dragon. Up next, a lot of people have been trying to link Emilia Clarke, who plays Daenerys Targaryen, with the House of Dragon series. Well, don't get your hopes up because she may not be on the show. Emilia Clarke, who portrayed the Mother of Dragons herself for 8 seasons on Game of Thrones, admitted that she doesn't know anything about the Targaryen-centered spinoff. "I genuinely don't know anything about it," the actress told Jimmy Fallon in October 2019. She and her co-stars, however, did discuss the show in their cast WhatsApp group chat, but it was not a very exciting conversation. Someone popped it on today and was like, "Look at that." We were like, "Ooh," and that's pretty much it, Clarke explained. When Fallon brought up the possibility of a Daenerys cameo in the forthcoming series, perhaps as a peek into the future of the Targaryen lineage, Clarke didn't seem so down. "What else am I gonna do?" she asked. Next up, one of the exciting things about Game of Thrones was the kingdoms where the series is set. King's Landing, Winterfell, Westeros, High Gardens, you name it. House of the Dragon will take us to some of these places too. The majority of the drama takes place in King's Landing, but a lot of the fighting and bloodshed happened in the Riverlands. Some of the toughest and bloodiest battles happened around Harrenhal and the God's Eye. King's Landing is the major capital in Westeros. Dragonstone is a spectacular House Targaryen's family home. Driftmark is House Velaryon's family home. Dorne, a sandy land which was not under Targaryen rule during the Dance of the Dragons, is the southernmost kingdom of Westeros. Old Town, a safe hold for the Targaryens' riches during the Dance of Dragons. Lys, a brothel-rich city, is also one of the free cities of Essos. The Stepstones, a broken land bridge between Dome and Essos. Harrenhal, a massive fortress built above God's Eye, was melted off by Balerion the Dread. And that is a wrap for today's video. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you stick around for more exciting content on this channel.